The analytics portion of what Just Play offers has been really crucial to, I feel like, our success this year. We're having an incredible year this year, and we're able to go into games feeling like we're more prepared. We've had Just Play for, I think, since we've been here at Grand Canyon University. Our staff came in with Coach Drew. This is our fourth season. Now, as far as an overview goes, the first couple of years, it was more just, okay, let's create a scout sheet, that the guys can look at with personnel and maybe some highlights on what teams do. But now that, the analytics portion of what Just Play offers has been really crucial to, I feel like, our success this year. We're having an incredible year this year, and we're able to go into games feeling like we're more prepared. And then on top of that, too, the other piece that we've added this season has been the videos and player app. We never used that in the past. In fact, we just started using it at about around the holidays this year. We finally were able to get all of our guys to download it, and because we were sending out like a YouTube link with video in the Scout. And now, it's just so much more convenient. Our guys they open their phone, they go to their player, to their guard, and we've got videos uploaded on their players. To prepare for, their tendencies of the specific guys that they have. We use it for our scout team. Our scout team has to learn the offense of the other team to go against us. So we put that on there, and we'll tag our scout guys so that they can go and watch the offense that they have to run against our team to prepare us for the game. So those have been some really good additions that we've added this year, and how we're using Just Play to help us. When you go into a report, you can click on the research tab, and with that research tab, you go into each individual player and you say, okay, how many 3-point frequencies, and build a shot chart, and just kind of looking at what they're doing. The other thing is being able to compare wins and losses, conference games, non-conference games. You can do a lot with that. For example, we're playing a team this weekend that in wins they shoot over 30 threes in a game, and in losses, they only shoot 21 threes in losses. So that immediately tells us, okay, we're gonna have to really defend that 3-point line. We know that that's what they want to do, and so we need to take them out of what they want to do if we want to beat them there. So we use it both from a team standpoint to see kind of the tendencies of a team, but also individually, again, just kind of seeing tendencies. Where do they get most of their shots? How are they scoring? What percentage of the shots is coming from the free throw line? What percentage is coming from the 3-point line? How efficient are they? Let's say, if a team offensive rebounds really, really well, how efficient are they from, then scoring after the offensive rebound, or are they really good in transition? How often are they getting out? What's their tempo and the pace? Do they want to play fast, or do they like to kind of slow it down and walk the ball up and get into their offense and, use a lot of clock? All of those kind of things help us just to be, feel like we're more prepared in a game plan, the chess piece, so to speak, of basketball, the chess match, of okay, here's what this team wants to do, and let's see how we can take them out of that. But what I'll usually do when I'm starting to scout is, one of the first things I'll do is I'll go on and I'll run the reports for the player statistics. So each player has their own breakdowns, and then each player, then I'll add in the things that I like to see. I like to know what their 3-point frequency is, obviously their percentages, and so I'll check the boxes to kind of add as many stats as I can. Some of the more advanced, just obviously, efficiencies, points in the paint, things of that nature. I can kind of click those things, add it to it, and then I'll look at wins. I like to look at wins and losses, and so and compare those two, and then I'll start to build the personnel. As I'm watching, start to break down and watch all their personnel. That it's just nice to have that report in front of me, knowing, okay, what I'm watching, the video I'm watching matches. Okay, okay, I see him. He's really getting to the rim a lot, and then I look, okay, yeah, that's kind of what he does. So it's an assurance to know that, hey, what we're watching lines up with statistically and analytically, what we're seeing in the report. Just to be honest with you, we were using one of your competitors, Fast Scout, when I was on staff with Coach Drew at Vanderbilt. And so when we came to GCU, we switched over to Just Play. And one of the reasons we did was because we started to kind of see that the statistics and the analytics part was part of the offering. It was really, really good. That was part of the switch. But again, it took us time to kind of figure out how we wanted to use that for us to prepare for games. But I will say this year, what's the bigger change has been, the video piece, being able to add the video to the scout. Because the guy, we put together I don't know how their programs do it. We put together a 15-minute scout report that we show the team. And again, we have the plays broke down, the personnel clips, and how we want to defend, how to attack them. But the guys a lot of times want to watch more film. And so how do they get it? Well, it's right on their phone, they're on the bus, they just pull it up. We were playing Seattle last night, and before the game, one of the kids on our team had his phone on the bench, and it was an hour before the game, so some guys are shooting, warming up, and I went and sat by him, and he's, I'm thinking, okay, he's on his phone, he's on, he's on Instagram or something, and he actually had the scout pulled up and was actually watching a couple of guys, and look, so I was like, okay, this is great. I like this part of it. When we talk about presenting the scout, you try to keep it as simple as you can with the players. But there are moments where, when you're talking about, okay, hey, here's our keys, to the game. And to be able to say, all right, one of our keys is we have to get back and stop transition. We have to build walls in transition and find shooters, because they are in the top 10% in the country in scoring and or whatever, you know what I mean? So you can kind of support, a key to your game with a stat. I think that resonates with players. They don't understand nor need, I think, to know all of the intricacies and maybe the details, but it is good to be able to support some of your admonishments and kind of your instructions to them with, hey, this is why we're doing this, guys. We're going to take this away from them, and it's got to be a really important emphasis for us, because if we don't, this is how they win, and the analytics support that. Yeah, so actually I got one here. I printed one out. I mean, it's well, how do I say it? I think it's a way to really consolidate, and it's almost like it's, how do I say this? It's like the Insights report is kind of like analytics for dummies, because it really does simplify everything. I mean, I'm looking at one now. I mean, I can pull up a player and I can see, everything about the player, and then, how he scores, how it fits into how he plays. And, what I'll usually do is, obviously I look for the green box, because the stuff that they do really, really well is highlighted in green, and maybe stuff that they don't do as well is in red. The neutral's black, and so it's color coded. So really I could just kind of look quickly and I can go, the team scores three fewer points per 100 possessions when he's on the floor. It dials it down to a way that it's really understandable for coaches, because you can get really in the weeds, and I'm not an analytical, and neither is Coach Drew. It's we got a couple of young guys on the staff that are much more analytically inclined. I think that's a generational thing. But so I can't, if I get a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet, and it's got numbers all over it, I mean, I'm not looking at that. I don't even know what I'm looking at, to be honest. This report, though, I like, because it's just succinct. It just kind of, it summarizes what the numbers tell us. It's explaining that spreadsheet that has all those numbers on that I don't have any idea what that means. It's taking all of that information and saying, here's what it means, here's how you apply it to this player and this team, and here's how it's going to help you. Well, it helps a lot. I mean, it streamlines a process, and it allows, for me, I want to be really organized and I want to be efficient. And so it allows me to be efficient with scouting, but also even with our team, with preparing for our team. I mean, working with our post players, our bigs. I mean, we chart every single rebound. We chart every defensive possession, every offensive possession. I mean, we do a lot of charting. And so, obviously being efficient with how I want to do all of that. And I feel like Just Play helps me just kind of consolidate a lot of information and be able to grab it, quickly and put it together. Scouting, obviously, right now, at this point in the season is the biggest part of our job. And so From a scouting standpoint, I mean, it's crucial to be able to start, your scout with Just Play, with that report. This is where we begin. Now you start diving into film. It gives you kind of a starting focal point. Okay, here's who they are. Here's what they do. I think it just helps, be efficient. And it's a place where, that I'm on every single day. Even from a standpoint of like, okay, I want to print out the last 5 box scores for a team we're about to play. Before, you have to go to the team's website, you have to go to their schedule, you have to click the box score thing, and it pulls up that one. Then you have to go back and you click the next box score, and then and so then I got 5 pages open, or however many scout, and then I got to find the combined stats. Then I want to find the conference stats, and then I want to find the last 5, combined stats. So it's like I got a dozen pages open. I'm trying to print all these PDFs. I can just go to Just Play. Coach might say, hey, give me the last 5. I can go to Just Play, hit one button, check, prints them all, puts them on together. And, it's just efficient. It just makes it a lot easier.